From Asian to Global Financial Crisis, is a reflective narrative by Andrew Sheng, a foremost financial regulator who provides a unique insider's perspective on the tumultuous world of finance. The book delves into the roots and repercussions of the financial crises that rocked Asia in the late 1990s and the subsequent global financial meltdown of 2007-2008, examining the interconnectedness of modern economies and the systemic risks posed by the ever-evolving financial landscape. Here's our pick of top 10 insights from the book. 1. The Asian financial crisis illustrated that financial contagion can spread rapidly among countries with seemingly limited direct economic ties. The marvels of economic cooties, proving to us that limited direct economic ties is just a fancy term for ready or not, here I come. It was a bit like finding out that a sneeze in Thailand could result in a cold in South Korea. The Asian financial crisis was like the ultimate game of financial tag, except losing meant economies were it for a painfully long time. This domino effect of doom showed that what happens in Vegas, or in this case Asia, definitely does not stay in Vegas. So the next time you think a financial hiccup won't cross oceans, remember, even cash flows catch flights. 2. Regulatory frameworks in place at the time were ill-equipped to manage the risks of increasingly complex financial products and global capital movements. Imagine a local neighborhood watch attempting to police a bustling metropolis, and you've got a spot-on analogy for the overwhelmed regulatory frameworks during the Asian financial crisis. Regulators armed with the equivalent of financial walkie-talkies faced an onslaught of exotic financial instruments zooming by like high-speed trading algorithms. They were stuck playing financial whack-a-mole with complex global capital movements, as savvy investors and institutions played 3D chess. This mismatch in regulatory firepower and complexities of the financial world led to a regulatory facepalm moment, underscored by a collective oops, as markets spiraled and economies tumbled. Cue the urgent call for a regulatory tech upgrade and a crash course in complex financial instruments 101. 3. Political pressures and the prioritization of growth over financial stability contributed to the accumulation of vulnerabilities in Asian economies. Oh, the siren song of growth, sweet melody to politicians' ears, but an area of doom if prudence is tossed aside like last year's campaign promises. Asian economies, basking in the glow of rapid expansion, learned the hard way that speed without stability is the financial equivalent of riding a unicycle on a tightrope. As political honchos pushed for sprinter-paced growth, financial stability sat tied up and gagged in the corner. Like a game of Jenga during an earthquake, it wasn't long before those shaky foundations gave way, toppling hard-won progress in a spectacular display of fiscal hubris. The lesson? It's all fun and games until the market does a belly flop into the deep end of instability. 4. The crisis underscored the importance of transparency and accurate data in financial markets to prevent the buildup of risky and speculative investments. So here's the nitty-gritty. When it comes to money matters, it turns out playing hide and seek is a terrible idea. Who knew that shrouding financial information in mystery could lead to economic turmoil? During the financial crisis, it was like everyone was investing blindfolded and crossing their fingers that they wouldn't trip over a massive debt pit. It's like trying to read a book in the dark. Pretty soon, you're just making up your own story, and odds are it's a fantasy. The real page turner is this: clear, available data might just be the hero we need to save us from a sequel no one wants to live through. Transparency for the win, or as they say, sunlight is the best disinfectant, especially for those pesky speculative germs. 5. Post-crisis reforms aimed at enhancing surveillance and regulation did not prevent the global financial crisis, suggesting that deeper systemic issues in the financial sector remained unaddressed. Imagine you've just recovered from eating some seriously bad sushi, and in response, you start examining the menu more thoroughly. Well, following the Asian financial crisis, the financial world did something similar, upping the ante on regulation, like you scrutinize fish origins and chef credentials. But here's the kicker. Despite all that extra surveillance and those shiny new financial guardrails, the car skidded off the road again into the great ditch of the 2008 global financial crisis. It's like realizing that it wasn't just the sushi, but the entire kitchen that needed an overhaul. This goes to show, putting a band-aid on a broken leg won't stop you from limping. The financial sector needed, and maybe still needs, a serious financial physiotherapy session to strengthen those systemic muscles. To sum it up, the book, From Asian to Global Financial Crisis, delves into the shortcomings of regulatory systems during the rapid contagion of financial crises and highlights the political and systemic lapses that led to an environment ripe for economic turmoil. It presents a cautionary tale about the need for robust, transparent regulation to prevent speculative risk-taking from undermining global financial stability, despite post-crisis reforms being insufficient in averting a worldwide financial meltdown. Thanks for watching.